It's nearly 40 degrees in Abu Dhabi, but that is nothing compared to the heat that will be generated here in the Etihad Arena later tonight with the firepower we have available. Welcome to the danger in the desert, the epic in the Emirates. Welcome to Fight Day Focus. Welcome to the searing heat of the desert. We have the most stacked card of the year ahead. You can watch it on BT Sport Box Office and of course ESPN pay-per-view. And for such a big event, a big card, we need some big old guests. Look at me now.
Look at me now.
We have the UFC welterweight champion Leon "Rocky" Edwards.
Woo!
And backed by popular demand, the UFC's own McKenzie Pavacich. Thank you both, thank you. Look,
of course, couldn't make the trip.
Look
out, give me my baby.
Look what we have for you. Now, we can't let that there for too long because the heat here might that might catch on fire.
That should be all right.
Yeah. But Leon, I haven't actually had a chance to really catch up with you since the fight. You've all of these lines. Look at me now. Pound for pound. I mean, it's just been a whirlwind, surely. Is this all coming back to haunt you, or are you loving every minute?
Nah, I'm loving it every minute of it, you know.
How's that merchandise deal going?
It's going well. Everyone keep asking me, like, did you script it before you did it? I was like, I got a clue what I was saying in the moment, you know. Just
People think you scripted it?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, it's like all the pure emotions. It came out so perfect. Look at me now. Like, I got a clue where it came from. But yeah, just like emotions and what it meant to me at that time, you know. When you
look back, does that feel like a bit of an outer body experience?
Yeah.
Especially that post-fight stuff.
100% for sure. All of it, even the fight, everything, you know, and like I dreamt it as a kid, like that moment, but to have it and accomplish it in the way I did as well, it was fantastic.
It kind of had to be that way for you, right? With the journey so far, and I really like the way that you've been giving props to all your coaches as well.
Yeah.
And how are they? They're all quiet guys, right? They're real life, down to earth. How are they taking it?
I'm a coach on like social media now, like Dave. He got like his own Instagram and he's up to like 10K followers. So it's going good. I'm happy to be able to give him that shine. You know, like we said, it's been a long road and they've stuck by me throughout that road. You know, so for them to get the props and the shine, and for us to have achieved the belt coming from the UK. I think I am happy for my team and for me, you know.
And then there's UFC fight weeks when you're Leon Edwards, the contender. You've got Leon Edwards, the champion here, fight week. I mean, is it different? Are people treating you different? You getting involved in cool stuff?
I got everything for free now. I haven't spent $1 since being here, you know. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying obviously what comes with being a champion.
As you should.
I'm finding it hard now at the moment to balance that training and the media stuff, but over time I'll get the hang of it. But like I said, I'm enjoying it, and it's been a long time coming, and I'm going to soak it all in. Yeah, absolutely. Well, talking about soaking it all in, McKenzie, hello.
Hello.
UFC 280 is here. You've been on the ground a little while. Can you give us an idea of what the feel of this, the magnitude of this event is?
I've been a part of a lot of the fight weeks this year, and this one so far, the energy has matched the potential of the card. We say that this could be the most stacked card of the year, and the energy matches that. I mean, we have the Blonderage following Charles Oliveira.
The Blonderage.
30 people all matching blonde. They're bumping a boombox. Everywhere they go, you can hear them about 5 minutes before they actually get to where they're going. And the energy is also matched by Islam's team. It's been really exciting to see, Charles back in a fight week and after a fight camp that obviously is about redemption, but there's a little bit more to the story than just the scale this time around.
Yeah.
So it's been really fun to see, him go back to being the Charles Oliveira that we know and love, the super fun one. He's showing his personality a little bit more. And obviously everyone else on the card, we've got Sean O'Malley, Aljamain Sterling, a personality in his own. So it's been a really, really fun week. And honestly, it's Abu Dhabi Showdown week. Could we expect anything less?
Love it. Well, I'm excited to get into some analysis with you both. So this is what we've got coming up on the show. We'll be discussing the two main events for UFC Gold Plus. We'll be diving into the Petr Yan Sean O'Malley bout as well. We've got interviews with some of the top fighters that will be making an appearance later on. Exclusive weigh-in footage for only us here at Fight Day Focus. And we'll see what happened when a load of UFC athletes were let loose in Abu Dhabi's Ferrari Centre. So let's start with the top of the billing and see what happened when Charles Oliveira and Islam Makhachev met after the weigh-ins. Obviously a big sigh of relief when we saw these guys were all going to be okay and weighed in right, and then it got intense as we expected it. But McKenzie, it is the first time in UFC history 2 fighters on a plus 10 fight win streak go head to head. I mean, just what does that say about the magnitude of that individual fight?
This fight is massive. We're talking about legacy, which we'll get into in a second here. But it's one former champion trying to reclaim his belt and set the record straight for what happened in May. And then another is trying to carry on the legacy of the greatest lightweight of all time. So, I mean, you can't script it better yourself. And that's going to be just an incredible fight tonight.
Leon, we've been talking about this week. You know a little something about putting together win streaks.
Yeah.
But in all seriousness, how difficult is it to go fight after fight and keep building and take those opportunities and make sure you get the W?
I think mixed martial arts is one of the hardest sports in the world, and also to be in the toughest organisation in the world and to rack up. I'm like 11th fight win streak now. To do that is accomplished in itself, let alone being the champion. And also to see now, like I said, number 10 win streak and 11. I think it was similar to me and Usman win streak, and also I'm excited to see the fight. And everyone keep asking who you think's going to win, but I can't pick a winner, and I think it's a real 50-50 fight. So I'm excited to be there as a fan and to enjoy it.
Yeah. Charles Oliveira has spent all of this time putting these amazing achievements together, like most post-fight win bonuses, most submissions, most wins as well, most finishes, sorry.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a legacy to develop. You were there.
Yeah.
Usman had all of this stuff lined up, all of those numbers. What is it like going into a fight where you're not only facing technically this athlete, but then you've got all this other stuff that us people in the media are peddling. Do you feel like you're fighting that as well?
Yeah, 100%. That's in the back of your mind, you know. We got to put it keep at the back of your mind. You can't let it overwhelm you the moment. You know, you got to go there, look at Charles Oliveira as just an opponent, another opponent, and approach it that way. I think if you lead too much into his most finishes, his win streak, it will play a big part in the fight, you know. So I feel Islam goes out there, approaches that in our fight, he should go out there and do well. Yeah,
McKenzie, just give us a sense of some of the legacy that Makhachev is trying to build on.
Well, obviously, Islam has been there for Khabib's entire career. They've been training together since they were little. So for him, he's got a different type of experience. I mean, very few people in the world can say that they were with the greatest lightweight to ever do it, probably one of the greatest athletes to ever do it through every step of the career. So I think he has an interesting insight where he got to see a lot of maybe the mental preparation and the camp and the adjustments that you have to make that no one else in the world can say that they have. And then, of course, we've been talking all week about Dagestani wrestling and what does that mean? It's kind of like a little bit of a boogeyman when you think about mixed martial arts, but when I think about that, we have to take a step back and recognize that Charles Oliveira is to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu what Islam Makhachev is to this Dagestani wrestling. So it's the clash of two styles that are very intense styles, but we're looking at two people that are absolute masters of those styles going head to head. So I think it's super
you know
interesting.
A little bit about both of these. I know Coach Canby, you can front the wrestling, but you got your Jiu-Jitsu black belt. Congratulations.
What a month.
What a month. What a summer. Yeah, so what do you think, technically then? What wins?
It's difficult, you know. I think Charles Oliveira got the best attacking jiu-jitsu in mixed martial arts, you know. There's good, like, grapplers, but as far as, like, finishes and attacking the jiu-jitsu for MMA, I think he's the best at it, you know. So, like I said, I can't pick who wins or what style matches, like, works the best. have to wait and see, But I'm excited as a fan to enjoy it and sit in front row.
It is a big one. And last time we spoke about Charles Oliveira, UFC 274. We had a real issue with the weights, but he was insistent that no matter what, he was still the champ. Well, tonight he's got that chance to make it official. Let's hear what he had to say when he caught up with our very own Megan.
Thank you very much, guys. Charles, here you are in Abu Dhabi. You are surrounded by a team that is like a family to you. How has this preparation been since you've been in the Emirates, and how really do you feel about being able to compete in front of an arena full of fans here?
100%, eu nunca tive tão bem na minha vida. O leão ainda continua rugindo, o leão dos pesos leves, eu estou muito feliz.
100%, never felt like this in my life. The lion, the lightweights is still roaring. I'm happy.
You brought in an Iranian wrestling champion to make sure that you were prepared for the grappling. With the wrestling accreditation that he has, how has that impacted you?
Na realidade, o Ali tá com a gente já tem bom tempo, né? Só não precisava mostrar. E agora a gente trouxe o Ali para ficar 100% com a gente. Eu tô pronto todos os apegos, em pé, em cima, no chão, em qualquer lugar que a gente for, a gente vai estar 100% pronto.
Actually, Ali has been with us for quite some time. We just needed to show him off a little bit. It's been great preparation, but I'm ready in every aspect. I'm ready standing up. I'm ready on the ground. Whatever comes, I'll be ready.
We certainly know that you will be ready, and you've also sort of made a prediction saying, hey, I might knock him out in the first round. What has you feeling so confident about your hands?
Isso vai acontecer. O homem lá de cima já escreveu. Eu vou nocautear o Makhachev no primeiro round.
That's what's going to happen. The man upstairs actually wrote that I'm going to knock him out in the first round.
Charles, many people still view you as the champion. Certainly the belt is on the line here. But how are you approaching it and that championship?
Como eu falei, o campeão do peso leve ainda se chama Charles Oliveira. Nada mudou. Tô vindo para uma defesa de título.
As I said before, the champion of the lightweights is Charles Oliveira, and nothing changed. I came here to defend my title.
We certainly cannot wait for this main event. Charles, thank you for your time. Good luck out there.
Looking and sounding great as ever. Remember, you can catch that fight and all the main card on BT Sport Box Office, obviously on ESPN pay-per-view as well. And we've got lots more coming up here on Fight Day Focus. More interviews. We'll be discussing what a massive fighting opportunity Sean Malley has in his fight with Petr Yan. But first, another title fight as we take a look a little closer at Aljamain Sterling versus TJ Dillashaw. Here's what it looked like when they faced one another earlier on.
Hope you're ready to go. What are you gonna man? What you ready? Dry hump the what you ready? Boring ass. I hope I'm ready, dog. Oh, I know. I promise you right now, we're not we're read.
Yeah, safe to say these guys don't really like one another. And Leon, I know that you've not really been one to peddle the trash talk game. There wasn't a great deal between Kamaru Usman and yourself, but yeah, these guys really don't like one another, do they?
Yeah, for sure. You can tell from like the face-off from the press conference, like they don't get on, So this is what made the fight exciting to watch, and fans in for a good night.
Yeah, I remember when interviewing you, it's an interview that will never get aired.
Yeah. Trash
talk obviously between you and Jorge Masvidal. Maybe we'll see that down the line. But was that the first time when you really had to engage in it? And on the back of that, how much energy does it take from you?
I think that's the first time I didn't like a person, So I think it comes natural to me when you don't like somebody, and but yeah, I think it's draining to do camp and also entertain the conversation.
Yeah. So we talk about Sterling and Dillashaw. When they both walked in at their press conference, they both got booed. Now, it's kind of sad to see that for a champion like Aljamain Sterling. I think there are reasons for it, but McKenzie, what does he have to do to win the hearts and minds of the fans?
Well, I think here it's a little tough because Aljamain was supposed to come to Abu Dhabi last year to fight Petr. Of course, he had an injury, he had to get surgery.
So they're salty about it.
They are a little salty still about it. I think that's the only thing I can imagine that explains the boos, because since then Aljamain has righted that wrong and he has rightfully claimed the belt, unified the division, and now he's making a defense here in Abu Dhabi. And I think maybe the fans are a little sad they didn't get to see the fight between him and Petr here. They had to watch it when it was in Jacksonville. But it is a little sad to hear boos from a champion and then a former two-time champion. But I think this has the potential to be one of the most exciting fights. So they might have to just kind of channel those boos and bring it into the octagon and then just try to prove everybody wrong tonight.
Yeah. So Aljamain Sterling is someone that you became even more familiar with your time here. Now, what kind of exchanges can you let us in? Two champs together working out on the mat.
I was working out. He came in with his team, started working out, and I was watching him think, he's in fantastic shape. I said it to him and said, he's a fellow Jamaican as well. And
how special is that for both you and Aljamain?
Yeah, it means the world, not just to us, but for Jamaica, for the country. It's such a small island, and to have two UFC world champions from such a small island, it means the world.
Yeah, love it. Now, TJ Dillashaw, if he beats Aljamain Sterling, in your eyes, does he become the greatest bantamweight of all time?
It's tough. It's really tough because Aljamain could also become one of the greatest, right? He's at the beginning of this resume that he's looking to build on top with each defense that he makes. But of course, you have a former two-time champion, TJ Dillashaw. The one thing that concerns me is we've not seen him much in 3 years. He's fought once. We did get to see him through 5 rounds, but to be honest, it didn't look like the polished, very technically perfect TJ that we did see before his layoff. So I think this is a really interesting test, and it could set the tone for the whole division, depending on the outcome tonight.
Yeah, both fighters excited to see what they bring a little later on. Now, talking of the champ, let's hear from him. He shared some words with Megan.
Well, thank you so much, guys. Aljo, you came over here and said that you were fired up. Rightfully so. You look to defend your title once again. But what has you most excited about this matchup with TJ Dillashaw?
I'm excited that he's one of the most winningest bantamweights in this UFC division and in history. So for me to go out there and beat a guy like that, that's a huge feather in my cap. And he's going to bring the fight. He can wrestle. He can defend my takedowns. So the fans are in for a show for this one because it's going to be a stand-up fight, I think. He's not going to be looking to keep the wrestling exchanges going too long. So that means the fans get to win. Someone gets to force me to stand up. And I guarantee I'm going to go out there swinging that first round. So I don't think this fight's going the distance. This fight, someone's going home and going to sleep.
Well, we cannot wait for this co-main event matchup. Aljo, thank you for your time. Good luck. Have fun out there. Thanks. Guys?
There's the champ, Aljamain Sterling, looking and sounding great, but can he get past the former champion? You can find out if you tune in to BT Sport Box Office or ESPN pay-per-view later tonight. Now, Abu Dhabi isn't just about UFC, it's also about F1, which is why we sent our very own McKenzie to go and hang out amongst some highly tuned, high-performance machines and some Ferraris. So Leon, Ty very kindly put his hand in the air and said that he was the most scared in that experience, but I've got to say, mate, you looked a little nervous out there.
I was the most nervous, for sure. I haven't been on a roller coaster for since about 15 years old, I watched loads of YouTube videos on it, so I was fearful going into it, but after that, I enjoyed it,
Quite like this. Yeah. The frailties of champions. Spiders, what do you like with spiders? Snakes?
I don't mind spiders, I don't mind snakes. Yeah, it's more like roller coasters,
Just the tallest and fastest and the biggest upside
and the biggest loop, 100%.
Yeah.
I was scared.
And maybe sitting next to Joanna.
That helps, because she was like, come on, Leon, fix up. I was like, bro. I'm like, bro.
How did that feel?
I'm like, I'm okay.
Brilliant. I love that. Well, you're a good sport. I certainly wouldn't have been able to do it. Well, as we said earlier, we're not short on bantamweights. We have a bantamweight bonanza here in Abu Dhabi, and we're going to move on now to another very interesting bout between Petr Yan and Sean O'Malley. Before we discuss that, check this out. This is what happened when they last met. All right, Sugar Sean, always ready to go, and I think Petr Yan's pretty amped up for this one as well. Leon, I've always enjoyed your striking style.
Yeah.
I'm sure that you've studied some of the greats as well. Like, how good does Sean O'Malley look when it's on the feet?
He's fantastic. He's a great mover. He cut angles. He switches to southpaw orthodox, and I enjoy his style of striking. It's similar to mine. Do I strike? As far as I use angles to land your shots, and he's tall, he's rangy, he's lanky, and I think it's going to be a great striking matchup, and that's what I like watching,
Yeah, well, I think I've spoken to Petr Yan's camp. I think they're quite interested to see what happens if they actually get the fight to the floor. That would be sensible. We'll see.
Yeah.
Another thing that's come out, McKenzie, is the whole 3 rounds versus 5 rounds. Petr Yan has been spoken about as being maybe a slow starter. Not sure I necessarily agree, but what are your thoughts? Who does it favour?
Sean O'Malley stays pretty consistent throughout the 3 rounds, and it has been a while since Petr Yan has done just a 3-round fight. And I agree with you, he does get better a little bit better after each round. I would say the first round he's definitely feeling out the opponent and maybe looking for the holes in their game, and then he looks to capitalize that on the rounds as they continue to go on. I think it'll be really interesting. I think the key for Petr, if he wants to come away with his arm raised, is to not really take that first round as a slow start, because he doesn't have 4 more after that. He only has 2.
Exactly that. I kind of feel bad about asking this question to you, Leon, because Sean O'Malley is going to jump from 11th.
Yeah.
He's fighting the #1 guy, and then potentially lining up a title shot. You're like, as a guy that did a lot of work for a long time in a division, like, how do you feel about these young cats that come in, crash the party at the top, and then get straight to the goal?
I feel if you can go out there and get the job done, and then you deserve to be there, right? Because there's not much success stories when people jump the line that fast. But like I said, I think he's got the skill set to go out there and do well, So I'm looking forward to the fight, and I'm excited to see it tonight.
And what's the difference, though? He's just outside the top 10.
Yeah.
What's it like when you start challenging these guys at the very top?
It's the inches, that makes a big difference. Just little subtle things that they do. It's not really like a massive difference, because everyone in the UFC is high level, So it's the inches, the fight IQ, the smarts in there when you're fighting that makes a difference in there. And like I said, from watching Sean O'Malley tapes, and I feel he's got that right now, and I'm excited to see him go out there and testing himself against someone like Petr Yan.
Yeah, and is that kind of that waiting game to finally get to the title? Is that one of the hardest parts of being a top mixed martial artist?
Yeah, 100%. Like, for me, it took many years, to finally get my shot. But when I got it, as you can see, I brought it back to the UK. So.
All right. Well, Sean's getting a lot of love from the champ here. Let's hear what he had to say. He's with Megan.
Thank you so much, guys. Sean, some pretty intense face-offs this week. Were you surprised that Petr put his hands on you during that press conference face-off?
I was a little surprised. I thought, I asked myself, what would get me to push someone? The only thing I could think of is fear, or I don't know why you would push someone. I don't know if I'm in his head a little bit. So I was surprised. I thought we were going to be able to sit there, look into each other's eyes, and both be ready for war. But I feel like I'm a little in his head.
This is a fight you asked for, certainly one you feel confident in. What was it about the former champion's skill set, or what you have seen from him, that made you say, this is the matchup I would like to have?
I'm a fan of his style. He comes forward, he's an assassin. I think I match up with everybody in the bantamweight division really well, and I'm going to go out there and prove that tomorrow. I go out there and face plant Petr. there's going to be a different narrative around the Sugar Show. It's not hype. It's not the hair. It's not. I'm very, very skilled, and I get to show that tomorrow night.
Well, we certainly can't wait to watch this matchup, Sean. Thank you for your time. Good luck. Thanks. Guys?
Sugar Sean, as sweet as ever. McKenzie, ever been tempted by face tattoos?
I do have some tattoos myself, and if I had a face tattoo, I'd have to wear an additional 5 pounds of makeup to cover it. So I'll leave it to Sean O'Malley.
If you have to wear the makeup, then you shouldn't be getting them. Face tats, you know, you have to own that. Of course, says the man who would never go near any of that stuff. Anyway, Leon, before we let you go, we're going to have a little fun now.
Yeah.
We like a little game with a silly name here on Fight Day Focus. So let's play a quick round of Abu Dhabi do, Abu Dhabi don't. You get the gist?
I get it.
Okay, yeah, it's not complicated. So real simple, I'm going to ask you a question. You're going to tell me whether you Abu Dhabi do or Abu Dhabi don't. Yeah. Okay, first one. Beat Usman in a rematch.
Abu Dhabi, you do.
Very good. Fight Jorge Masvidal in the next 12 months.
Abu Dhabi don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ever go on a roller coaster that big again?
Abu Dhabi don't.
Have your next fight in a stadium.
God's willing, Abu Dhabi do.
Abu Dhabi,
Yeah,
that's what we like to hear.
Back
Bit more
home.
authority. Go it, let's go again.
Back home.
Are we going to have your next fight in a stadium?
Abu Dhabi do.
Yeah.
Back in the UK. Yes.
Take over as the UK's Prime Minister.
Abu Dhabi don't.
Well, you're leading manly on.
I know. I'm
all
busy.
lady, all
I'm
lady.
busy.
Okay.
Winning World Championships.
Last one, come on Fight Day Focus as a guest again.
Abu Dhabi do.
Oh, we'd love to have you.
Yeah,
Of course
yeah,
you would.
yeah.
Of course you would. On that bombshell. Thank you very much from all of us here at Fight Day Focus. Thank you very much to Leon Edwards, the champ.
Thank you.
Look at him now. And
Look
of
at me
course, McKenzie, thank you so much for your analysis. You can catch the fights later on BT Box Office, ESPN Pay-Per-View. It's going to be massive. Don't miss it. From me and the crew, thank you very much.
UFC lightweight championship is on the line.
The fight is Islam Makhachev, Charles Oliveira.
These are two of the best in the world, and